Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you guys are having an amazing and blessed Thanksgiving. I know I'm going to have one. Hopefully I can get this done by Thanksgiving. I can have it uploaded by that point. I've been really busy lately. A lot of stuff's been coming up. I got sick. I still am sick. I'm looking for a computer. A lot of stuff's been going on, but hopefully we can get back on track soon. So again, happy Thanksgiving. But now that all of that is out of the way, let's talk about Christmas Chronicles. Christmas Chronicles is a Netflix series on Netflix. It's a movie series that is actually really, really good, and not a lot of people talk about it. I don't want to spoil too much about these movies because I actually want to encourage you guys to watch them. They are really good movies, and I feel like if more people can watch these movies, I feel like people will actually like these and will consider them as holiday classics. I feel like these could become classics in the future. You know, there are those Christmas movies I would consider Daddy's Home 2, Elf, and a bunch of these other movies that have come out recently. We consider these movies to be kind of like classics, even though they're relatively recent compared to other movies. And I feel like the Christmas Chronicles series, if given enough popularity, could actually be something really, really special. It is something really, really special. And I feel like these movies are very, very underrated. I feel like not a lot of people talk about them. They're really well-made movies, really, really fun movies, very, very fun Christmas movies. Remember that. A lot of modern Christmas movies, like let's just say a bunch of romance, Hallmark movies and stuff like that, that stuff just fades into obscurity, you know? And I feel like movies like Elf and Daddy's Home 2 and I guess Arthur Christmas, there's a bunch of other ones as well. Those movies are basically classics, even though they're recent. And I feel like this movie series could definitely turn into that. And I want to recommend you guys watch this year, this holiday season. If you guys have not seen these movies, would highly recommend watching them if you have Netflix. They're really, really cool Christmas movies. They're very, very cool Christmas movies. And man, I'm surprised. They came out in like 2018, 2019. And I'm really surprised because already they feel very nostalgic to me. Also, the guy who made this is Chris Columbus, who made Home Alone. He's made a bunch of other movies. I think he also worked on the Harry Potter series. He's a very big director. He's a really big director. He's worked on a lot of other amazing movies. So he did also create these movies, so you know it's someone good behind the director's seat. And that's good to know. You can also get some of that Home Alone charm in this movie. It's not the same charm. Maybe, you know what is kind of weird? I noticed Home Alone, they said in some of the behind the scenes, that Home Alone was made to directly feel nostalgic, and even though this movie is not very old, the first Christmas Chronicles movie, it's not very old, but already it feels nostalgic to me when I first saw it. So maybe it's Chris Columbus's charm. But again, it is, you know, the creator of Home Alone, so it is a good movie. It has that Chris Columbus charm to it that is always very welcome. And I would highly recommend you guys watch these movies because I feel like they could really be something in the future if more people keep watching them. They usually do hit the number 1 or number 2 on Netflix whenever Christmas comes around. But I feel like other than like the people that have Netflix and watch everything on Netflix, I feel like not a lot of other people are like encouraged to watch these movies. And again, I don't want to spoil too much because I would highly recommend you watch these for yourself, but I do want to say a couple of things that I love about this series. The first movie, it really has something to it. It has this feel to the first movie. It's hard to explain, but it is really, really fun to watch. It has a Christmas spirit to it, a Christmas spirit that is kind of, it's modern, but it's not like... I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Gen Z Christmas spirit, but it just feels like a timeless Christmas spirit, if that makes any sense. It has that good feel to it that I feel like just is very, very enjoyable to watch. And I love this version of Santa. Santa in this movie, like usually if you think about movies like The Santa Claus or Elf or other movies like that try to expand on the Santa Claus lore, you would usually see that Santa's just the fat guy who loves cookies, he's jolly, this and that. Was it Christmas Saint or Saint Nicholas, whatever his name is. This version of Santa is actually really, really cool. Kurt Russell's version of Santa is very, very unique, and it's very cool. It's different than other versions of Santa. It's a unique take on the character, and is very, very, I swear, I say very a lot. It's a very cool character, and I love to see this version of Santa. If you're wondering what he's like he's kind of self-aware about everything. When he sees a billboard or a Coke can with Santa on it, and he sees that Santa's portrayed as an old fat guy, he kind of gets offended, and he's like, bro, I'm not like that. He's like, I'm not like that. Yeah, it's just the Coca-Cola. He's that kind of Santa. He just kind of looks at this stuff, and he's like, that's not what I'm like. He goes like, oh, ho, ho, ho. That's a myth. I don't do that. Stuff like that is fun, and it builds character, and it builds worldview. Not worldview, world building. And this character, the Santa, is different than other versions of Santa and is very fun to watch. It's a different version of Santa. It's not the usual jolly, fun-loving Santa. It is also jolly Santa, but it's a different version that is very welcome. I like to see different interpretations of Santa. I love to see different ways that Santa is portrayed. And, you know, the Santa Claus version, I do love the Santa Claus version, the Tim Allen one, of Santa. The Kurt Russell version is something that's different and it feels new while also feeling like a good spin on the character. So I would say that watching these movies for Kurt Russell Santa is definitely worth it. And I love the way that they have the Christmas lore, and they like to try and combine the Christmas lore from all these different places, and they combine them into this one awesome world. And I love the way that they show off the North Pole in this movie. Movies like, again, I'm going to compare it to the Santa Claus. The Santa Claus movies, a lot of people love those because of the way that they showed off the North Pole and how things worked. This movie is a lot like that. It has a unique way of showing things. The way that the North Pole works. They even show how, like, they create video games and they give away video games and stuff because they're self-aware at the fact that kids don't want toys anymore. And they say, like, oh, well, if you combine Amazon, eBay, and all these other shipping companies, and you combine them into one, that would equal a quarter of what the North Pole does every year. That is really cool, and I like how they expand on it. They try to explain things the way that Santa Claus does, but it does it in a different and unique way. So you're not going to get the same thing from the Santa Claus. You're going to get something that's unique and different, and I like that. It's done very welcomely. I love the way that they do it in this movie. And the North Pole, like the Santa Claus movies, the North Pole is not really in the first one too much. It kind of leaves this feel of mystery. But then in the second one, you do get to see more of the North Pole, and it is very, very cool to see. I love the way that the North Pole looks, and I would love to walk through the North Pole and have fun in the snow, the way that it looks, the way that they have the shops set up. It looks like something straight out of Disney World if it was a winter wonderland. And I love that, the way that they portray this movie. And I love a lot of the things about this movie. I love the way that they have, like I said earlier, the Christmas lore is combined. They say they have a star at the top of a tree in part 2. And they say, like, oh, what's that tree made out of? Oh, or not the tree, the star. And Santa Claus, he goes, oh, well, that star was made out of a fraction, a little piece of the Star of Bethlehem from, you know, the Bible story. And I love that, you know. The story about the Messiah, the story about Jesus, and they actually incorporated that lore into the movie. You know, I love the way they did that. They also acknowledged, like, the Yule Cat. I want to say that's a part of the Yule Christmas lore, like what was that called? The old Christian Viking tales and stuff like that, the Yuletide carols and stuff like that, they incorporate, like, Jabba the Yule Cat and some of the other stuff into this. And I'm pretty sure if they do a third movie, they're going to include Krampus and a couple of other stuff. The way that they create this sort of combined and joint world with all this stuff, like the Star of Bethlehem and Jabba the Yule Cat, they combine it, all of these, like, different Christmas cultures and these Christmas stories and stuff, and they combine them into this one awesome world. I would love to see more of that in another movie, and I think that would be really, really cool. I think if we do get a third one, which we haven't got a third one, but if we do get another one, I'm pretty sure it'll be next year. I would love to see Krampus as a villain or something. I bet you they're going to do something like that. They're going to, again, they do that very, very well in this movie. They combine all of these different cultures and the way, or not really cultures, but these stories about Christmas, and they combine all these legends into one cohesive universe, and it's really, really cool. I think a lot of the things about this movie are really interesting. I would highly recommend you guys watch them. Watch these movies if you haven't. They're on Netflix. They're free on Netflix. Very, very fun movies. Incredible, incredible movies. I just love watching them. They're very good Christmas movies. I would highly recommend watching them because I feel like a lot of people don't know about these movies. And as much as I would love to keep talking about them, I don't want to waste too much time. I want to get this done by Thanksgiving. But I want to recommend this to you. I want to recommend these Christmas movies that I feel like could become very nostalgic in a few years and could become classics if they're given more popularity. So definitely make sure to go check them out. I would say that I like the first movie a little more than the second. The second one has a villain, and the villain isn't very well. The villain is not very well executed, but I do love the first one and the second one a lot. They are very, very fun movies, and I would I know I say this multiple times in the video, but I would highly recommend you guys go check out these movies. They are very good Christmas movies that could become classics in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a very, very good Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a blessed and grateful Thanksgiving. I know it's going to be awesome. I haven't had it yet, but I know it's going to be awesome. I know this video was shorter than other videos, but I just wanted to get this one done by Thanksgiving, and this one was more of a recommendation than really a review. But I would say that I love these movies. They're very well put together. I love them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving, a blessed Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want to give me anything on Fortnite, my epic games is LaggingLelandYT. God bless you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Happy Thanksgiving.